Alright, what's poppin', people? Welcome in. This is BigBearForNation.com back here with another video. And today we have analytics predictions. We are here every single Thursday with the video. We're going to break everything down. We're going to give you guys my final score, picking against the spread, as well as my... we're going to pick the over and under this week, which for the over and under was pretty tricky. You know, hold on, let me do something real quick. I hope that's okay. That was in the way a little bit, so I had to get that thing out of the way. So, like I said, we're here with this video every single Thursday normally. We will be back during the playoffs. We will have a pick show during the playoffs as well. So make sure you guys stay tuned here to the channel. I got you guys covered. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Like I said, make sure to join Discord. That is in the description. And make sure you guys go check out me on Twitch. You guys will see all my Xbox streams there. So make sure you guys go follow me on there. Link is in the description as well. Go ahead and check it out. And if you guys go join the Discord, you guys can stay notified when our streamer go live, which is going to be very, very crucial. So make sure you guys join the Discord as well. Appreciate you guys all for subscribing, man. Like I think we already have like 12 subscribers in like not even 3 days in, or not even 4 days in, and we're at 12 subscribers already. That's amazing. So make sure you guys continue hit that like subscribe button. You guys are doing a great job over there. So we really appreciate y'all. Like I said, make sure to continue to like and subscribe. We're gonna give you guys more of these awesome content. We still have, after the NFL, we still have NBA. We still have some other stuff that we'll get into. So yeah, make sure you guys hit the like subscribe button. And I'm actually starting to edit my videos. You know, I'm not gonna do this video, but I'm gonna try to work on editing my videos. Sure, like that not the Smash Bros video because I already pre-recorded those, but yeah, I'm gonna try to work on editing those. You know, I had some comments about editing, so I'll make sure I do that real quick. I'll try to learn how to do it, but I'm not gonna do it this week. I'll probably start doing that next week, but just a FYI, just kind of let you guys know about that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I did have a switch and pick this week, so you guys will see what that is. Even though I am kind of deciding to deciding on that one. So the rival picks record 186-70. I am happy about that. 14-2 last week. I am very happy about that. Let's go ahead and keep that rolling. Spread picks record, we went 8-8 last week. I mean, come on, at least I went at 500. I mean, at least I didn't go under 500. But I'm 135-121 over there over the season. Regular picks record or just straight up picks, I am 186-70. So I am gonna break 80, which is really good regardless. But actually, no, it's actually not a guarantee I'll break 80 because 16 games. I could get up to 86 losses here. But so I'm not gonna. But it was a good possibility that I might break 80, so that's a pretty good thing here. So overall, let's go ahead and finish this strong season up. If you guys haven't checked the pick show, me and Nate are currently tied for the lead at 186. So things are going to be very crucial down the stretch. Will we end in a tie, or one of us come through with the win? So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into my picks this week. See what we got. Like I said, I did have a change in pick this week, and when I've done through the over and under, every line just seemed low. So you guys are going to see that here in a few moments. It's kind of tricky picking the over and under this week, but yeah, let's go and get to it. So this is what the AFC standings look like going into this week. If you see clinching the playoffs, all that, but I'm going to get into all the scenarios here in just a few moments here. So that is the playoff picture for the AFC. You know, every playoff position is basically kind of locked, but that 7 seed is still locked in the AFC, and we have 3 teams competing for it. So we'll go ahead and get that to in a minute. So that's the AFC standings. And then the NFC standings, basically the NFC playoffs are kind of locked in, but we're still deciding on that 4th and final spot. So and the Falcons are still in it as well. So that's still going to be the NFC standings. going into this week. So a lot of things on the line here. Like I said, I'll tell you guys the deal. I did say in the pick show, but I will say it just again. And like I said, I do apologize in advance that this video is going to come out a little bit later than I advertised for it to come out, but you know, it is what it is. Because I actually had some more time to think about this, and I'm not sure what my pick is going to be in one of these videos, so you guys will see here in just a few moments. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the first game of the week. We got the Cleveland Browns going to the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the Cleveland Browns did not look good offensively last week. That's what it is. The Cleveland Browns, they looked horrendous out here. We say about this all season. We said about this all season. The Browns look like one team that has no offensive identity once and forever. That's the Cleveland Browns. They do not look good at all. We were looking at Baltimore. They've been looking good. They've been looking sharp the last couple of weeks. And I actually am expecting Baltimore to play their starters. Because if Baltimore wins this game, like I said, there's no deal here for the Cleveland Browns. They're out. They're not going to do anything. But if the Ravens win this game, they will secure the division and have home field advantage. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be locked into that 3 spot. So expect the Ravens to be playing their starters. And that's why this is going to be this week's ass beating of the week. That's right. We're starting off this week with the award, and it's normally going to be the ass beating. Me personally, I'm not expecting this game to be close at all. I'm going to go 37-10. This game is just going to be ugly here for the Browns because the Ravens, they're going to be playing the starters. Absolutely. The Ravens are going to be playing the starters because they have a chance to win the division right here. Now, if the Ravens somehow do lose this game, is the only reason the Ravens actually would lose this game if they go out and just fool around and just think the Browns are too light. But, yeah, I don't think they're going to do that. I think the Ravens, they've been playing a lot better defensively, offensively, so the Ravens are the better team here. I was taking the win. I think this pick is just a little too obvious. Like, I think we all know the Ravens are going to win this. So I'll take them 37-10. Like, I'm not expecting this game to be close at all. I think it's just going to be an ass whooping. You can name it. Just the offense is going to do I don't really have to mention anybody. It's just the offense is going to go out here and dominate. Defense is going to dominate. Browns can't do shit offensively. So it just feels like an easy win here for the Baltimore Ravens squad. So I'll take it from that to win. But Baltimore minus 18, you might be thinking like, oh my gosh, why is this dude betting Baltimore minus 18? It's because I'm so comfortable that this is going to be so big of an ass whoop, and that I'm actually good picking the spread of Baltimore minus 18. Like, I know that seems ridiculous. I don't think we ever had a spread like that before, but in this kind of match, I was like, no matter what the spread is, I'm taking the Ravens here. So I'm going to go with the Ravens. And over 41.5, I'm pretty good about that. I think the Ravens actually have an opportunity to clear that themselves. So I don't even think that's too crazy for me to say that. So I like the Ravens in this spot. Like I said, they win the division. If the Ravens do lose this game, they'll give Pittsburgh a second chance to win the division, basically, and they'll fall to that 5 spot if the Steelers do capitalize on that. But I'm not going to advertise that to happen. I'm going to take Baltimore to win this game, win the division, and get the home field during the first game of the playoffs. So we like the Ravens in this spot. The Browns can't really do anything here, so we're going to go with Baltimore. Like I said, this is the ass beating of the week. Alright, now we have the second Saturday game here, but we have Cincinnati traveling into the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Bengals are red hot right now. Their offense is red hot, and their defense is playing somewhat better. Really like what we've seen from Cincinnati Bengals off the win, unbelievable win against the Denver Broncos last week. That was a very entertaining game in that respect. So I think we all expect that game to be close, but the Bengals pulled it out at home, so that was pretty damn impressive there. Even look at the Steelers. The Steelers got some problems here. You know, they're not really playing as good as they once were. The Steelers, they don't really look like that same team that we all thought they were going to be at the beginning of the year. This game was played in Pittsburgh, so I kind of had to second think about this because the Pittsburgh Steelers, if the Baltimore Ravens lose, and it's actually a huge deal for this game as well. Let's talk about the Steelers here first. If the Steelers, they're locked into a playoff spot. If the Ravens do lose to the Browns, somehow the Steelers will have an opportunity to win the division and grab the 3 seed away from Baltimore. Now, are we expecting that to happen? No. So I do think they're going to be locked into the wild card spot. But if the Ravens do win, what we are expecting, the Steelers will have an opportunity to actually move up to the 5 seed where they are right now, or they can fall back to 6. It really depends on so they can fall back to 6 if they lose this game, and if the Chargers win, they'll flip positions, and then the Steelers will be the 6th seed. So and then for Cincinnati, it's win or go home. That's basically what it is. Win. If you win, you got to hope on the Dolphins and the Broncos to lose. If you lose, you're out. You're done because you are the last place team out of the Dolphins and the Broncos. So yeah, I'm gonna lean towards Cincinnati here. Take care of business. My picks this week is mainly off situational football, so I'm gonna go towards the Bengals in this one. We're gonna go 27-21. Now the Bengals, now I normally do say this all the time. Nobody plays well in Pittsburgh. I said all the time, when you're going to Pittsburgh, especially a divisional rival, nobody plays well in there. I'm gonna count on Cincinnati here playing well. Like I said, this is a situation. Both of these teams are very in a big situation here, but I think the Bengals situation is much more serious. You know what I mean? Like if you lose, you're out. So I'm expecting the Bengals to be all in this game, be mentally and physically locked in. So I'm gonna trust that to happen. I'm gonna trust the Bengals to win this one on the road. So the Steelers, their offense have not really looked at really good since George Pickett's been come back from injury, and it looks like the offense just been figured out a little bit for Pittsburgh. So if the Bengals can play the defense like they did last week, I think their offense will do it enough, because the Steelers actually been allowing points these last couple of weeks, which is something you don't see every day, because the Steelers defense is always one of the best defensive teams in football, and it just hasn't really been playing like that this year. So I'm going to trust Cincinnati and Joe Burrow to come in here and get the job done. 27-21. Like I said, I am expecting this game to be close. It should be a nail biter, but I'm going to go with the Bengals. They're taking the Bengals minus 2.5. That's too low for me to take the Steelers. And then over 48.5. I feel pretty good. I think we're going to see some offense in this game. I do think this game is going to come down to which team I trust right now, and I'm going to go with the Bengals in that situation. So we're going to take Cincinnati here in a little bit, as long as their defense and I steps up, and I do think their situation is just a little bit more serious than the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we're going to go, especially if the Ravens do win, which we're counting on. So we're going to go with the Bengals in this situation. Next up, we got the Carolina Panthers taking on against the Atlanta Falcons. The Panthers are one of those teams that you don't want to play in the late season, because the Panthers like to play spoiler, man. I'm talking about the Panthers. They actually put up a great fight last week. They put up a good fight last week. I was very impressed about what we saw from the Carolina Panthers, and they're pretty sneaky right now. They can go out here and play spoiler, and I wouldn't be surprised about that. That's why I do think this pick's actually a lot more difficult than you think it is. Atlanta, I mean, they kind of let that one go against Washington last week. They had a very big opportunity to win, put some pressure on Tampa Bay, but they end up losing, and now they're very much on the verge of losing the division, and that's just something that's very unfortunate for Atlanta. But Atlanta, like I said, you got to win this game, and you got to hope that Tampa Bay somehow loses to the Saints. If that happens, they'll win the division. If that does not happen, you're eliminated from the playoffs, because you're too out of reach with the NFC rest of the playoffs. So Atlanta will be eliminated if the Buccaneers do win, and they'll be in if the Buccaneers lose. So that's a lot on the line here. Like I said, the Panthers, I actually like the way this team's been playing. This team's been playing like this all for the majority of the season. Maybe we're talking about instead of like a 4-win team, maybe we're talking about like a 6 or 7-win team. Like, I do think the Panthers are very much capable of doing that. They're playing much better football right now. And I do think this one's going to be a nail biter. I think this one's going to be close. I don't think this one's going to be a blowout in all means. I think both defenses have been very bad this year. So I do think we're going to see a lot of scoring. And that's why this is going to be, we're going to have another award here. That's why this is going to be my man's game, 1-point game of the week. I actually like this decision to be my 1-point game of the week. I'm going to take the Falcons, though, 28-27. I think this is going to come down to 1 point. I think last time these two teams played, I think it was a very close one. It was a nail biter, so I'm going to count on it being another nail biter in this one. I am expecting a lot of scoring here, because both defenses are rough. But it was not going to go Atlanta. Like I said, their situation is much more serious here. They're at home. They have a slight chance of getting to the playoffs here. So I'm gonna trust Atlanta to go out there. So Atlanta should be playing everybody in this game. Don't see Atlanta benching anybody in this game. So we're gonna go with them. But I'm definitely taking the Panthers plus 7.5. They should be able to take it. They should be able to keep this game close and competitive. So I'm actually taking the Panthers here, and I'm actually feeling pretty damn good about it. The Panthers plus 7.5. I think that's too many points in Atlanta. I don't think Atlanta's going to blow them out. I think this game will be remarkably close for majority of the time. So I like Carolina plus 7.5. And then we're going to take the over 47.5. I was pretty good about that. Lots of offense in this game I'm expecting. So at the end of the day, we're going to go with the Falcons as they see if they can make the playoffs, and hope that Tampa Bay loses. But yeah, we're going to go with the Falcons on this one. Next up, we got the Washington Commanders taking on against the Dallas Cowboys. The deal here for Washington is you win this game, you locked into the 6th seed. If you lose, you give Green Bay a shot at the 6th seed, which you kind of want to be at right now. You kind of want to be at the 6th seed because if you fall to 7, you're most likely playing. Yeah, you are playing Philadelphia in the first round, and that's not really that safe. So, and then if you're the 6th seed, you have a chance to play against some other teams that you might feel somewhat confident about. So I'm gonna trust Washington to know that situation. I'm not really, even though Washington is kind of locked into the playoffs, I'm not really expecting them to be benching anybody. I mean, they definitely could be benching some people, but I'm not really going to advertise. I haven't really checked to see if Washington was going to bench people out in this game, but I think Washington wins this game. I know I know Dallas won the last meeting, but I'm going to trust Washington to win this game. It's not going to be an ass beating for sure, but I think it's going to be a close game. Last time I checked the line was at 3, by the way, so I'm just to let the line update to 3. It was Washington at first, at number 5, but it is at 3, so just kind of let you guys know the line was at 3, but I ended up taking Washington there. But yeah, I do think this one's going to be close. I'm going to take the Commanders here 23-20. I'm not expecting too much scoring here, but I do think this will be kind of a nail biter. Like I said, Dallas, they have nothing here to play for, so I just think the matchup just favors Washington. Like I said, I haven't heard if they're going to bench anybody or not. But I'm just going to trust that Washington. They come in this game, they're not going to bench anybody. They know the situation. They want to hang on to that 6th seed. So I'm going to count on that happening. Washington should be able to take care of business here on the road. But don't be surprised if Dallas keeps this one close. That's why I was going to count, because Dallas offense has been somewhat respectable over the last couple weeks. Their defense has actually been playing pretty good football other than last week. So I'm going to trust Washington. Like I said, to know the situation here and get the job done here on the road. Washington will kind of feel bad to lose this game because 1, they'll get swept by Dallas, and 2, you have a chance to fall back to 7, and that's kind of not where you want to be right now. Or you will give Green Bay a shot to win and move to the 6th seed. So I think Washington's going to win this game. We're going to take the under 44.5, but very slight under 44.5. I'm not feeling too comfortable about it, but yeah, we're just gonna go over the under in this game. Washington knows the situation. They get the job done here in Dallas, and they locked into that 6th spot. That's just kind of what we're advertising here. All right, next we got the Bears taking on against the Green Bay Packers, and I do think this one should be pretty simple. I accidentally made an error on the thing, so I'm gonna go ahead and change that real quick. But yeah, the Packers, they should be able to win this game with no issues. 30-13, this should be an ass whooping. Now this isn't my ass whooping of the week because the Ravens game, I do have that game being more of a severe of an ass whooping. But yeah, the Packers, even though they lost last week, their offense actually kind of slowed down a little bit because they're playing as a really good defensive team. And the Minnesota Vikings, so that's completely understandable. The Bears only scored 3 points last week, and they can't do anything offensively. And I know defensively they actually been playing strong a little bit, but I'm not going to trust the Bears. Like, are you really going to trust the Bears? Plus, the Packers should be playing the starters in this one. I think they should. I don't think they're going to bench anybody. So yeah, I just think the whole game just favors Green Bay. So we're gonna go ahead and rock with them. But Packers win 30-13. Like I said, I'm not expecting this game to be close at all. I think it's just going to be a complete ass where Bears can't do shit offensively. Plus, like I previously just said, if the Commanders do lose, then the Packers will have at least a chance to move up to the 6th seed. So I said that's kind of what you want. So yeah, I just did think this game is just easy to play. But like I said, Bears can't do shit offensively. Their offense was absolutely horrendous. We saw it last week. It looked brutal, and yeah, I think when your offense is bad, especially playing against a team like the Packers and Lambeau, that's not going to go well for you. So we're going to take the Packers in this one. Green Bay -10 over 41.5. You know it. I think this one's going to be bad. Not as beating of the week, but it was definitely in contention for it. But yeah, we're going to take the Packers here. They should be able to win this game with no issues. Alright, now we have the Houston Texans taking on against the Tennessee Titans. The Texans have looked suspicious all year long. I mean, that's just been the reality of it. But like I said, this deal is worth nothing in the picks video. It's worth nothing. Like, look at these two teams. They have nothing here to play for. I do think the Texans are going to be benching their starters. I would advertise them to be benching their starters. I'm not sure if they're going to do that or not. That's kind of why I had to wait a little bit longer for this video for me to record it, because I don't know who's playing and who's not playing for either team. I don't know the full injury report, so I was kind of looking at the full injury report this week before I made this video. That's why, like I said, this video is going to come out a little bit later than advertised. I did say on Friday, but it is on Saturday now, so just a little FYI. But I can easily change my picks. I'll let you guys know if I do change my picks, because it's depending on any injury reports. So just let you guys know. Tennessee. I mean, they've been all right. I mean, they did lose last week, which was pretty disappointing. Even though there was a winnable game for them, but I think Tennessee won those Oilers jerseys. Now, I don't know why they're wearing their Oilers jerseys this late in the season. If you want to pull them out earlier in the year. But I actually do think this one's going to be pretty close. It should be pretty competitive overall. And that's why this is going to be my worst game of the week. The only reason why I'm calling this being my worst game of the week is because I'm not really expecting anybody to play here. Titans already got some injuries. I guess that I don't think they're going to be playing their full starters. Texans, in my understanding, they should not be playing anybody in this game. So I don't know what we're really going to watch here. I do think this is going to be a lower scoring game here, and I am going to take the Texans here 17-14. Now, am I feeling too confident? Am I feeling confident about this pick? Absolutely not. I think Tennessee can go out there and beat them, but because the Texans have just been so inconsistent this year. But if the Texas starters do play, I am gonna rely on C.J. Stroud, Joe Mixon, Nico Collins. I'm gonna expect on them to get the job done. But like I said, I'm not expecting the Texans starters to be playing in this one. I do think they're all going to be benched because they're just kind of locked into that 4th seed, and then the Titans, they're just worried about the off seasons here. So I'm gonna go with the Texans one just because the situation. I mean, there is really no situational football here. Like I said, Texas, they're locked into that 4th spot. So not much can happen here, but I'm surprised Houston was actually underdogs in this game. I looked at the spread line and it was like Tennessee -1.5. Nah, I'm gonna take Houston on the one. I think that line will eventually change, but we'll see for now. Then we're gonna take the under 36.5. Like, so I'm not expecting too much scoring here. Like I said, especially if the Texans starters is out, what I'm expecting them to do, I'm not expecting too much about anything on either offense. So we're gonna lean towards the under. I think this game is kind of more towards defensive battle here, but we're gonna go with the Texans because they are the better team, and the Titans have not really been that good at home. So we're gonna go with the Texans in this one. Hopefully, then they can pull out. Alright, now we have Jacksonville taking on against the Indianapolis Colts. The line here means absolutely nothing. The deal here is worth nothing. Both teams eliminated from the playoffs, but like I said, the picks show the Colts, they should still have something to play for. The Colts should be in a fighting position for the playoffs, but they kicked themselves out of it. But in this one, I'm going to take the Colts here 27-20. Now, I do think Jacksonville's going to put up a fight. I do think Jacksonville has the offense to keep around in the game, but like I said, I'm expecting both team starters to be playing in this one. But Jacksonville, I do think this one keep it close. I do think Mac Jones, Brian Thomas Jr., Brandon Strange, I do think them guys will keep it close in the game. And the Colts defense is not the best, so I could definitely see Jacksonville, especially coming off their win last week. I can see Jacksonville moving the ball here a little bit. I do think Jacksonville will score, but the Colts, like I said, they embarrassed themselves last week in New York. I don't know what the hell that was. Their defense looked like shit. It looked terrible. They couldn't stop anybody on the Giants, especially playing against a team like that. You expect the Colts to go out there and play and go out there and beat their ass, but they really didn't. It was a pretty disappointing all around by the Colts, and I'm pretty sure they're the laughing stock right now in the NFL. But I think the Colts are going to win this game. Colts are a lot better at home than they are on the road. And that's a fact. I mean, if you haven't watched the team all year, just look at the way they play home and look at the way they play on the road. It's like watching two different teams here going at it. But I'm gonna trust the Colts here to get it done. 27-20. Like some guys about this one to be close. Jacksonville has the offensive weapons to keep up, but I don't really trust Jacksonville's defense in this situation. That's just kind of like where I'm at in this game. I think the deciding factor for me. Plus, I think the Jags are better off if they end up losing this game. So we're gonna rock with the Colts here. Like I said, I could be wrong about this one. Jacksonville's defense actually been playing pretty good over these last 3 weeks, but I'm gonna trust the Colts here. I'm gonna trust the Colts because the Colts are two different teams at home and away. So both starters should be playing. So Jonathan Taylor should be starting. I don't think Anthony Richardson is starting. I think Joe Flacco is still starting at quarterback for the Colts, but I think he'll have a bounce back week. He didn't really play too well last week, but I do think he will bounce back next week. So I'm gonna take them. We're gonna take Indy. We're gonna take Indy with the -5, and then we're gonna go over 43.5. Just because this is one of those games that, like I said, both teams are gonna be playing their starters, so I'm kind of expecting a lot of scoring here, or at least much of scoring. So for me to take the over in this one, so we're gonna do that. And like I said, the Colts, I'm expecting to bounce back after humiliating themselves last week. So let's see if they do. But Colts, I picked you last time. Don't let me down, okay? You let me down just a week ago. I swear, do not let me down. But I do think the Colts will get it done. Alright, next up we got the Buffalo Bills. They're going against the New England Patriots. I told you guys in the big show that I'm taking the Bills, and I didn't explain why, because I actually have a good sneaky reason for this game. Now you guys are here. This is the analytics video, so let me go ahead and break it down. So the Bills are favored by 2.5. I'm good by taking I'm good about that. Under 36.5, I'm good about that because the Bills are not going to be playing anybody. They're going to be benching the starters. But the Patriots, like I said, I don't know about the status of Drake May. I don't know if he's going to be playing. I mean, if he is, I'm going to have my score exactly what it is. If Drake May plays, I can actually see the Patriots winning this game. But here's the thing. Here's the real reason why I'm taking the Bills to win this game. So even though the Bills are benching their starters, because we're lost into that 2 seed that can't do anything. So the Patriots right now, if you guys haven't checked, in the draft capital, the Patriots have the #1 pick in the draft right now, and that's something that they're really going to need. So in my opinion, I do think it's going to be very smart if the Patriots kind of sit out and lose this game, especially with Buffalo. They can't really catch up to the 2. They can't get to the #1 seed. So I don't think the Patriots would mind giving the Bills here a win. Like I said, it's just situational football. Like when you really look at it, the Patriots should be inclined to losing this game. The Patriots should want to lose this game. That way you secure the #1 draft pick, and you go out there and you find somebody really good to really make your team going into next season. So I'm gonna trust the Patriots to know that situation. I'm gonna trust them to really have mentally melt in. I don't even know if I'm making any sense right now, but I'm expecting them to know that situation. You know, you have the #1 pick in the draft. You should be able to come out, lose this game, and then hopefully that you can get a good picking in the draft for that #1 overall draft pick. If the Patriots do win this game, I do think they will kind of give it up. I don't know. It just depends on the rest of the teams and how they do. But yeah, I'm expecting the Patriots to know that situation. So that's why I'm going to go with the Bills here, 20-14. Not like I said, Bills starters are going to be out, so I'm not expecting a lot of scoring here. That's why I'm definitely going to take the under in this one, and then we're going to go -2.5. So like I said, that's just kind of my reasoning for this one. Like I said, Patriots got #1 draft pick. They could lose this game. I think the Patriots want to lose this game. So we're going to go with the Bills in this one, and just for that reason. Alright, next we got the New York Giants playing against the Philadelphia Eagles. And you might be thinking here, the Eagles are benching their starters. So even though they're coming off of an emotional win last week, you might be thinking, like, the Eagles, like, they're not playing anybody, which, like I said, I mentioned in the pick show, it's kind of unfortunate because Saquon Barkley had the chance to break the rushing record, but I think he's going to be not playing in this one, which kind of sucks because I actually wanted to see that personally myself, and I'm pretty sure you guys wanted to too. And the Giants are actually coming off a pretty damn good performance last week, obviously their best performance of the season, because the Giants have just been so horrendous this year, and we can actually say that. But this game, I'm going to go Philadelphia to get it done here, 24-20. I know they're not playing anybody, but I just believe in this Eagles team. I just believe in their defense. I think their defense will make life difficult on Tommy DeVito or whoever's playing a quarterback for the Giants. But like I said, the Giants have their best offensive outing last week, so that is kind of a little sneaky going to this game. But the Eagles' defense is still really good, even though I'm expecting them to bench majority of their starters in this one. Like I said, the Giants, they can easily put up points in this one, but I'm not really going to advertise that. They're really playing against a really good defensive team here in the Eagles, so I do think offense is going to be a little bit harder for them to find this game. Like I said, the Eagles, they're locked into that 2 spot. Nothing can happen if they even do lose this game. Nothing's going to happen to them. So we're going to take the Eagles here, 20-20. Am I feeling too good about it? No, but what I saw for the Pittsburgh, what I saw from the Eagles backups last week, especially no Jalen Hurts, I was actually pretty damn impressed in the Philadelphia Eagles. But I don't think the Giants are going to go out there and perform exactly what they did last week. I think that just seems too unlikely here. So we're gonna go with the Eagles to win this one. I'm gonna take the Eagles -3.5, and then we're gonna go under 37.5. Like I said, I'm not expecting a lot of offense here. Eagles should be benching their starters. Giants offense, I think it's gonna go back to what we saw all season long. And I'll give credit to the Giants for the offensively last week, but I think it goes back to that Giants offense that we've seen all year long. So we're gonna take the Eagles in this one, but don't be surprised if the Giants threw up more points than 10, because I can absolutely see it. But in the end of the day, we're gonna go Philadelphia here to get the job done and win. All right, next we got the New Orleans Saints taking on against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Saints do not look good right now. They just ended up losing to the Raiders last week. I did pick against them in a late window, but which I did, and ended up getting an award for that. Meanwhile, for the Buccaneers, they got some business here to do. You win this game, you're in the playoffs. Now, the Buccaneers, they could move up to the 3 seed, depending on what the Rams do. If the Rams lose to the Seahawks and the Buccaneers win, they move up to the 3 seed, which is kind of what you want in the NFC, because if you fall back to 4, you're gonna have to play the loser of the Vikings versus Lions game, which is coming up here momentarily. But yeah, if you lose, you're gonna be playing in one of those, and that is not a good. And I know you're home but that's not really a good first round matchup for either team. So at the end of the day, I think just short and simple, I think the Bucs come here and kick New Orleans' ass and make the playoffs, and I do think it's gonna happen. I don't know if you guys can see the score out there. Like I said, I do apologize in advance, but if you guys can't see it, but the Buccaneers, I got them winning here 34-17, and I don't think this game is gonna be close at all. And now it is a division opponent, so I do see the Saints scoring a little bit. That's why I gave him 17. But come on, this game is all about the Bucs. Bucs should be playing the starters. I do think Mike Evans is going to get the record in this game. Baker Mayfield's been red hot. I think the offense is going to be red hot. I do think the Buccaneers offense should have many of opportunities to score a whole shitload of touchdowns. So we're going to count on Tampa Bay here. Their offense has been playing pretty damn good. They played pretty damn good last week against the Panthers. They just mollywopped them. So I forgot to say about the Panthers. They played good football until last week. So yeah, I do think the Bucs should come in here, take care of business, make the playoffs, move on, and that's just the kind of mentality of Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay minus 14.5. You might be thinking like, oh my gosh, but like I said, I'm so comfortable that this is going to be an ass kicking that I might as well just go ahead and risk it. So I'm going to take Tampa Bay minus 14. I'll tell you, the only reason I would take a spread like that is only if you feel really confident it's going to be an ass whooping. I really do think that is. And then over 43.5. I think Tampa Bay is probably going to be the majority of the reason why I'm taking the over on this one. But the Buccaneers, they should be able to win this game. If now they don't win this game, they'll put Atlanta in the playoffs basically, because they play against the Panthers, and they should be able to win that. But yeah, the Buccaneers just be able to take care of business here at home. Kansas City taking on against the Denver Broncos. The Broncos are wearing their City Edition uniforms for this game, which is going to be fantastic. I cannot wait to see that. I always love the Denver throwbacks. Anyway, they're coming off emotional loss last week against Cincinnati on the road. They're back at home. They're wearing their City Edition uniforms. They're playing against this Chiefs squad that is that's not playing anybody. They're not playing Patrick Mahomes. They're not playing Isaiah Pacheco. They're not playing Kareem Hunt. I mean, they're not really playing anybody. So I'm expecting Denver to take advantage of the opportunity. They should be able to win this game. Plus, Denver's situation is huge. They win this game, they're in the playoffs no matter what happens. If they lose, it really depends on what Miami and Cincinnati does. But if if they both lose, they're in the playoffs. So I'm gonna trust Denver here to know the situation. I'm gonna say they win this game 24-20. Like I said, I am taking Kansas City plus 10.5. I'm never gonna sit here and pick against Kansas, no matter if they have their stars or not. I'm not picking here, and I'm not gonna go 10.5 for no. I think that's way too big. KC, even though they don't have their starter, they're still a very good coach team. So even if they do, I do think the Chiefs are going to keep this one close because it's the Chiefs, and they want to play spoiler alert. I can say it; they can play spoiler alert on their division rival. But am I going to expect that to happen? No, I do. At least I'm kind of expecting Denver to play the starters. I think Cortland Sutton's going to be too much. I do think the offense is going to be too much. Bo Nix, I'm expecting to play. So Broncos should be going out there playing their starters, and they should be able to win this game. Minus the Chiefs' injury. So this is my first time ever picking against the Chiefs, by the way. But yeah, like I said, the situation just leaned towards the Broncos in this one. The win, they're in. They're playing their starters. Everybody should get active for the Broncos offense. Like I said, Chiefs are still a very well coached team, so they're definitely gonna keep this one close. Plus 10.5. I'm actually feeling pretty good about that. KC plus 12 with 10.5. Feeling pretty good about that. I think this one's gonna be pretty damn close throughout the game. Chiefs want to play spoilers, so I can see some Carson Wentz out here leading the offense. I do think he'll have some good moments, but not enough for the win though. So we're gonna take Denver in this territory, and I'm gonna take over 40.5. I feel pretty good about that. I do think we're gonna see enough scoring opportunities for this game to maximize over that 40.5. So we're gonna take that while we can, but we're gonna go with Denver knowing the situation. Alright, next we got the Chargers taking on against the Las Vegas Raiders. The Chargers are locked into the playoffs. They're coming off a win last week to put them into the playoffs. But the Chargers can actually move up to the 5 seed. It's just depending on what Pittsburgh does. Here's the thing for the Chargers. Two ways to look at this. If the Steelers do lose against the Bengals, which I am predicting, the Chargers might go out there and play their starters because, like I said, you would rather play the Houston Texans in the first round. Based on how they're looking right now, you'd rather play against the Houston Texans in the first round than the Baltimore Ravens. So if the Steelers do lose, the Chargers will have an opportunity to move to the 5 seed. So if that does happen, I am expecting the Chargers to play their starters. Now, if the Steelers do win, I'm not expecting the Chargers to play their starters because they're pretty good. They're locked into the 16. They can't get any further. Look at the Raiders. The Raiders are done. The season's over for the Raiders. But the Raiders are winning ball games as a moment, and that is something that I don't really like for that team because they really do need a high draft pick, and that's something that they kind of let go a little bit. I think they were at 3 at some point, and then now they're all the way back to like 6 or 7. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Chargers in this one, 27-18. Like I said, I'm kind of expecting Pittsburgh to lose to the Cincinnati Bengals, knowing their situation. And the Chargers, like I said, I am expecting them to play their starters because the Chargers, if the Steelers do lose, the Chargers will have an opportunity to make it to the 5 seed and play the Texans in the first round. So we're going to count on that happening. So we're going to take the Chargers here, 27-18. Raiders might keep this one a little bit interesting because it's a division rival, but I'm not going to count on that. I think the Chargers take care of going to Vegas, take care of business, get ready for the playoffs. If this game does somewhat come in a blowout, I am expecting the Chargers to bench their starters a little bit, but we're going to go LAC -4. I like the Chargers in that spot, and then over 41.5. Feeling pretty good about that. I think we're going to see some more offensive moments in this one. Vegas actually been throwing a couple more points up on the board as of late, so I can see them score more than 18. But we're going to lean towards the 18. We're going to lean towards the Chargers in this game, over 41.5, and especially if the Steelers do lose to the Bengals, like I said, which I'm counting on. So I do think we're going to see the Chargers starters. We'll get J.K. Dobbins a little bit more active here. Justin Herbert's been playing really good as of late, so I do think him, J.K. Dobbins, in the offense should be just good enough for the Chargers to get the job done here. Plus, their defense has been bouncing back, so they should be able to have a big factor in this game as well. But the whole side just is Chargers, though. I'm not going to pick Vegas. Next, we got the Seahawks taking on against my Los Angeles Rams. The Seahawks did not look good offensively last week. That was a pretty damn disappointing offensive showing, but they ended up winning the game. And props to their defense. Their defense won the game for them. But for the Rams, I know this is risky. I know you're going to be looking at me like, what the hell are you talking about? You're actually going to pick my Rams? Yes, I am. I'm actually going to pick the Rams to win this game. Sure, is this risky as hell? Absolutely. This is probably the riskiest pick I ever had all season long, because if you look at the Rams, if you checked on the Rams, we're not playing anybody. We're not playing Matthew Stafford. We're not playing Kyron Williams. We're not playing Cooper Kupp. We're not playing Puka Nacua. Now, I don't know who's playing on the defensive side of the ball, but we will see about that. But I'm actually going to lean towards my guys in this one. I do think we take care of business still. I know Jimmy G and Blake Corum, but these are still guys that can still put up some points. Like the Rams, they can still put up some points. Yes, their offense has looked very questionable over the last couple of weeks. That's fair to say. If you want to come at me and argue like that, we can have an argument about that. I do think the Rams' offense has been very slow as of late. But here's the reason why I'm picking the Rams. Seattle is a decent team, but I don't think they're all that good. In Seattle, I know they had some good weapons going to this game. Like I said, I'm expecting Seattle to play their starters, and it's kind of unfortunate for this game in general, because this game would have basically decided the division, but just because of strength of schedule, that's not going to be the case. So this really was inclined to be a good game, but it just wasn't. But here's the real reason why I'm picking the Rams still. The Rams still have a very underrated defense, and Seattle's offense has not really been that good as of late. So I looked at that like, do I really trust Seattle's offense? Plus, the Rams' defense has been very underrated over these last couple weeks, or last several weeks, I should say. This defense has been very underrated. And we're at home, so I'm kind of expecting us to put on a good show for the fans. So I was like, you know what? I am going to take the Rams. I know they're, like I said, I know they're benching everybody, but I actually feel pretty damn confident about this. Like I said, Seattle's offense has not been too great. Now, if the Seahawks do win, I'm not going to be shocked at all. I mean, probably Seattle. I mean, in reality of it, Seattle should probably win this game, because their stars are going to be playing in the Rams' offense. The Rams are not going to be playing anybody, but like I said, I was kind of disappointed to see Seattle's offense last week. I know they couldn't really do anything against the Bears, and when you're playing against an underrated defense like the Rams, yes, I am expecting Seattle to score more points this week, but I'm really expecting Seattle to win this game in general, which that's why I think this is going to be my most risky pick this year. But in the reality of it, I just got my Rams. I got my Rams winning. That's just what I do. I got my Rams winning. I do think we'll score enough points. We saw Jimmy G. He can still go out there and play. I like Blake Corum. We saw some good moments out of him offensively over the course of the year. So I do think the Rams should keep up offensively, but I'm actually feeling pretty damn risky about this pick. So if I were you guys, go Seattle in this game. That's probably the better option. Take the safe route, but I'm going to take the risky route. You know, I need to win one of these more riskier picks of the week. So I'm going to go with the Rams in this one. So don't count on it. 21-16 is my final score. Rams take it. Rams. But here's the thing. It's also a situation for the Rams to win this game, because if the Rams don't win this game, there's an opportunity to fall back to 4 and then play the loser of the Vikings versus Lions game. So we hold destiny for the 3 seed right now. If we lose this game, we'll drop back to 4 basically, because depending on the Bucks do, I'm pretty sure the Bucks are going to beat the Saints. So if the Rams lose this game, we'll drop back to 4 and we'll play the loser of the Sunday Night Football game. And the Rams should know that situation too. So it's like the situational football actually says Rams in this game. So we're going to take them this one. Rams plus 6.5. Like I said, all of this is risky. Under 30.5, that's even risky. So everything here is risky. But like I said, the Rams, they have situational football. I don't really want to see us move down to the 4 seed, but if it is what it is. But like I said, but even though I am kind of counting on the Rams winning this game, like I said, knowing the situation, knowing the 4 seed is very risky to have right now. So if the Rams win this game, they're in the 3 seed. So I like my guys in this spot. I do think we'll take care of business here and get the job done. Alright, now we have the Miami Dolphins taking on against the New York Jets. The Dolphins did just enough to pull it out last week and barely keep their season alive. And the New York Jets lose again. That's just not surprising. That's just how the Jets season has been. The Jets season has just been a disaster. You can just look at it all across the board. I mean, the Jets, they have not been a good football team this year. The Jets have been very disappointing over the course of the year. So that's why I'm kind of expecting this one to be close. Dolphins, this is a tricky game to predict. Like the Dolphins, they need playoffs on the line. Their playoff seeding is literally on the line. They win this game, they're in. Not necessarily though. If they win, they stay alive, and then they gotta hope that Denver loses to Kansas City. If the Jets win, well, the Jets it doesn't really matter for them because they're eliminated. So that's why this pick was actually pretty damn tough, so that's why we're gonna go. This is going to be my Manscaped trickiest game of the week. Like I said, I do think this game, I do think this pick is actually gonna be pretty tricky within your advertising. The Dolphins, they have everything on the line here, like I previously just said. If they win, they gotta count on the Broncos. They gotta count on the Chiefs for winning to make it into the playoffs, and it does not matter what Cincinnati does. If the Jets can win this game, because Miami are once again playing without Tua Tagovailoa, so that's going to be a very costly mistake here. So the Dolphins offense looked pretty damn interesting last week. So if they can do that again, I do think they'll do enough here to beat the Jets. But if the Dolphins offense does struggle, and they have an opportunity to struggle because one, they're away, and two, is in the cold. So I can absolutely be wrong about this. So when I was thinking about it, I was like, Dolphins situation is much more bigger. Is like the Dolphins need to do this like right now, but at the same time it's gonna be cold. The Dolphins don't really play that well in the cold, and the Jets, if you don't like go out there and focus, the Jets are one of those teams that can beat you regardless because they have enough weapons to outwork you. So I was like, okay, so what does the math say? Situational football. So I'm gonna lean towards the Dolphins in this game. I'm not feeling too good. I'm not feeling too confident about this pick. I'm not really am. I do think the Jets actually have a great opportunity of winning here, but they capitalize off Tua's injury and really spoil. Like if there was a pick out there to spoil somebody, and maybe I might go to the Jets. I'll announce it if I do. But if there's one team that would play spoiler to a division rival season, it would be the New York Jets, and the Jets are in a very good situation to do that. So I very easily could pick the Jets here. Like I said, I do think they still have Aaron Rodgers playing. They still have Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to play for the Jets. So actually, everybody's going to play for this game because everybody's season on the line, especially Miami's. But I can definitely see the Jets win. So the Jets have enough pieces to beat you if you don't go out there and focus. If you don't do what you need to do, the Jets have enough offensive weapons and defensive weapons to beat you. So right now, I'm going to go Dolphins 23-16. I can absolutely switch my pick here, but I'll see if I do. I'll talk about it in the live reaction show if I do change any of my picks. Miami -1. We're gonna take under 30.5. So this was pretty damn close for me to switching, but I'm gonna trust the Dolphins, know the situation that they're in, and get the job done here on the road. But like I said, the Jets, they have a massive opportunity to win this game. San Francisco, Arizona. I did ended up changing my pick here in the pick show. I did go San Francisco, but now I'm leaning towards Arizona here, 28-26. These are one of those games in the NFL, and I'm like, nothing's on the line here because there's no deal here because neither team can do anything. But these are one of those games that I'm very entertaining in watching because even though like I said, this game has no playoff matches here because both teams are limited, I'm actually still very motivated in this game. Okay, how do I put this? How do I literally explain this? So what I did this morning was I did go and then I did look at this game's injury report, and I very much could change my pick here. Like I said, I'm sounding like I know I'm sounding like I'm not comfortable about this pick at all. I'm really not because I don't know what the injury report is for both teams. I don't know who's playing, who's not playing. Cardinals, they got some injury reports over there, even though they're coming off of a loss last week. Their offense didn't look too good, but the Cardinals, they look a lot better at home. I think the Cardinals play their best football at home. We've seen that. The Cardinals had so many great offensive moments at home. San Francisco is not too good. That's what we're going to is. San Francisco's kind of they're not really that good on the road. Cardinals are at least respectable at home. I think they're 5-3 at home. So I did have the 49ers in the big show, but I'm actually going to lean towards the Cardinals in this one. Just because I think the Niners are just going to deal with a bunch of injuries. I don't think Brock Purdy's playing. I don't think either running back is playing. The top two, Jordan Bates or Christian McCaffrey, I don't think they're playing. So they're going to have Isaac back there. Debo's not playing. I just saw it this morning. Debo's not playing this game. George Kittle, he might give it a go, but San Francisco might bench him because, like I said, the San Francisco 49ers, they have nothing here to play for. So I can see a scenario here that George Kittle doesn't play. So if all that does happen, I'm going to lean towards the Cardinals. I know the Cardinals are not having James Conner for this game, but I do think they should have at least enough offense. Like I said, they're still going to have Trey McBride. They're still going to have Marvin Harrison Jr. So that was just leaning me towards the Cardinals because the San Francisco, they have so many injuries that I don't think they're going to oversustain it. But I do think San Francisco will cover the spread. This is a Joshua Dobbs revenge game. I do think he'll go out there. I do think San Francisco will score points. I'm expecting both teams to score points here. Because even the Cardinals and the Cardinals defense has been, I do think the Cardinals are a better defensive team by a slight margin. San Francisco's defense has been stepping up a little bit. I don't know if he scores the last couple weeks, but San Francisco's injuries offensively, even though I do think Joshua Dobbs will try to have his revenge, I said due to Brock Purdy not playing, but I'm leaning towards Arizona. They have more offensive weapons here. They're at home in this one as a respectable offensive team going to not really that good of a road team. So yeah, I'm leaning towards the Cardinals in this one. Let's see if George Kittle does play. Maybe I change my mind. I don't know. I'll let you guys know in the live reaction show if I do. But 2026, I got the Cardinals right now from the moment. We're gonna take San Francisco plus 4.5 though. I do think they'll keep this one close. Maybe I might change my pick if the line goes lower than that, but we will see. And then we're gonna take the over 42.5 because I'm expecting a lot of scoring here. Both teams should be playing their stars or whoever they have out there. So I just don't know who's gonna have out there. I don't know who's gonna play for either team at the moment after this recording, but I am comfortable with everything I just recently just said. But we're gonna go with the Cardinals. They got more offensive weapons to get them downfield and more to win the game. So I think this is what it goes down to. So I'm switching my picks to the Cardinals. Alright, and then the last week of all, we have the best game of the season. Cannot wait for this. We have Sunday Night Football where we got the Vikings at the Lions. So, and there's a lot of ways you want to go with this. So let's just go ahead and make it official because that's just what this is. Obviously, this is the best game of the week because nothing gets better than this. But let's take a look at this game. Detroit. Like I said, Detroit, this game is going to be so damn tough because we don't know what is going to happen in this game. I forgot to do this, so I'm going to go ahead and do it real quick. But this game is going to be damn close, and we don't know what to expect from this game. Also, Minnesota has been so damn dominant this year. It's very unfortunate for the loser of this game because the winner of this game gets the number 1 seed in the bye. The loser of this game has to drop all the way back to the 5 seed and go on the road in the first round of the playoffs, which these two teams do not deserve it because they're 14 win seeds. That's why when we look at the NFL, you might be like, yeah, maybe they should change the rules to comes out of records to make the playoffs because it's kind of like the NBA. That's kind of what this game is kind of reminding you of what the NFL should do for the playoffs here throughout. But overall, I do think this game is going to be close. By no means, I'm not expecting this one to be a blowout. Lions. I heard that the Lions are getting some defensive players back, which kind of motivates me for them in this one. So I'm actually going to go with Detroit to win this one. Yes, I know Minnesota's performing like the better team. Yes, I know the Minnesota Vikings are more healthier, and their defense is absolutely fantastic. Don't get me wrong, Minnesota's defense is fantastic. But I do think both offenses are going to be the key here. Detroit's offense looks the exact same with Dan Montgomery. Without David Montgomery, so that's a good thing to see for the Lions. If they did not look the same, I probably would take the Vikings in this one. But in my decision here, I just think this one's going to come down to home field advantage, and whoever was home here is going to win the game. So I'm going to ride with the home team in this one. If this one was in the bank, yes, I probably would pick against Detroit. I would go Minnesota if this one was in the bank. But like I said, I do think this one just comes down to home field advantage. Like, both good offense versus good offense. The Lions are going to get some good defensive. Lions going to get the defensive players back, which is very crucial for them. And just knowing the situation here, which one of these teams really need to buy? Who really needs to win this game and go on the bye week to get some guys back? I think that's the Detroit Lions. I do think if that does happen, I do think Dale Montgomery will be back. I do think that some defensive players will be back. So I think it's going to be very crucial that Detroit wins his game and gets the bye next week. So that way they'll have a second chance and they'll have a week off to get some defensive players and Dale Montgomery back. So if the Lions do win this game, it will be very helpful for them to win it. So I'm gonna take the Lions to win this one as well, knowing the motive, knowing the situation, knowing they got to get some defensive players back because if they don't, they're not going to make it to the Super Bowl where I predicted them to go this year. So Lions ultimately this is going to be just do a shootout. Expect offensive explosions of both teams. Both defenses are going to have good moments, but we're going to lean towards Detroit here, 33-30. Take Detroit minus 2.5. Kind of expect this one to be a shootout, and then over in the over under. I don't care what the over under is. We're taking that regardless because it's going to be a lot of scoring. I don't even care if the over was 60, like 62. I'm still taking the over in this game because like I said, it should be a lot of scoring in this one. So 32-30. I got Detroit hanging on and winning the division, NFC North in the 1 seed. Because I think about it as well, which team needs it more. I think Detroit needs to work for, like I said, get some defensive players back, get Devin Montgomery back, get some time for Jared Goff and them to heal. So we're going to go with the Lions with this one. Plus the Lions have won a lot of many big games this year than the Vikings, so that's another reason to go towards Detroit. Now, if you want to go Minnesota, that's currently understandable too. Their team as a team, they're playing better. They're playing better defensively, but in the day, I'm going to go with Detroit. Like I said, Detroit, they need to win this game to get some more defensive players back. So we're going to lean towards that happening. So we're going to go with Detroit. Alright guys, and that is going to be my analytics predictions for week 18. Like I said, I do apologize in advance. This video is actually a little bit longer than advertised, but it is what it is. Like I said, a lot of playoff scenarios on the line, so you guys kind of get that where I was going. But make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure to join the Discord and follow me on Twitch. The link is in the description. But like I said, I do appreciate you guys for hopping in. This year has been a lot of fun. Like I said, we will be back for the playoffs. We will have back for the picks video and the analytics video for the wild card. We will be back with those. But like I said, I do appreciate you guys for joining in. This is BigBearStarNation.com. Peace out. Stay safe. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.